Hey guys, it's your realtor Joe Denny, also a Florida mortgage broker as well. Today we're checking out some properties in OCALA. Right now we're standing inside of a 3,200 square feet property listed at $235,000. If this is your first time watching a video of mine, welcome to the channel. We focus on all things real estate and mortgages throughout Florida. We do property home tours. We have a behind the scenes on the Instagram at The Real Joe Denny. So if this sounds like something valuable to you, consider subscribing to the channel, drop a like on the video. Let me know where you're watching from, drop a comment. I'm from the Northeast originally, from the Bronx, New York. So I specialize helping in people that are moving from different places. I also have a bunch of customers that I've helped here, hundreds of families already that I've helped. And today we're looking at this property for $235,000. First thing that I noticed when I got to this property was that you're kind of on a cul-de-sac over here, kind of like at the end of it, but I just don't know how much of it is buildable on the sides unless they clear that up. So for the meantime, until they develop more of this area, you kind of got some privacy on the sides. Well, on the back there's houses, but on the sides you got some privacy out here. So, you know, if you have kids or small pets and you want them to just run around out here, you know, do whatever they want, this seems like the perfect situation for that, in my opinion. Look at how beautiful the house is. It's right there, brand new construction, 1,000 square feet, and this beautiful roundabout. All right, so there you go. This one listed at $234,900. The builder has a few more models available as well. You know, I come from Orlando, and to find a house like this, you're not gonna find it under 300, maybe not even under 350. So for you to be able to get this at 235, this is an amazing deal. We're located in OCALA right now, about an hour and a half away from Orlando. About 20 minutes from here, you know, we're near Marion Oaks. About 20 minutes from here, you'll hit the Southwest College Road 200. It's like the strip where you'll have access to the movie theaters, the mall, all dining and shopping and entertainment. About 20 minutes or so from here, which is pretty awesome. And they just built a Wawa not too far from here. I actually used to live in Marion Oaks a very long time ago when I first moved to Florida. Now I live in East Orlando. All right, so let's check this out. Brand new construction. All right, so there's no lights, so bear with me. Hopefully the camera does justice. The house has no lights right now, but when you buy it, there will be lights, obviously. And you'll also get the stove once you purchase the house, and you'll get a nice little cleaning as well. This is gonna be your kitchen area right over here. The door is gonna give you access to your backyard. Let's check that out real quick. So this is gonna be your yard. Peaceful and quiet. Over there is going to be access to your one-car garage, and you have your pantry right over here. You know, this being a rural area, you could get access to programs with as little as like $0 down, USDA, if you qualify for VA, down payment assistance programs. So reach out to me so I can help you with some programs as well. So this is going to be the living room area right over here. We don't have much to work with. We have 1,000 square feet. So this is the living room. That's going to be the kitchen. And then on the right, it's going to be your primary. And then you're going to have 2 bedrooms over here with a bathroom. It's gonna be a little dark, but bear with me. Bathroom number 1 right there. Then we have a bedroom over here. Very nice size closets. Another bedroom over here. Nice size closets. And then you have your primary right over here. What attracts people to the OCALA area is the restriction-free living. So you kind of have pockets of OCALA with no HOA, no CDD. You kind of could do what you want, you know, as long as you're not breaking any laws, obviously. This is the primary, and this is the other closet. And, you know, what they like about that is, you know, they can do pretty much whatever they want out here, have peace and quiet, affordable living, and you still have access to everything. Like less than 20 minutes from here, you have the Target, the malls, the movie theaters. So there's still entertainment. There's a Sky Zone as well, not too far from here. Chuck E. Cheese as well. So if you have kids, you could take them there so they can spend the day over there having fun. This is the side of the house. You got the wooded areas right there. All right, this is the side view of your new property. Very peaceful, very quiet, $235,000. If you like this property, drop a thumbs up on the video. And if you want to see more property tours, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to reach out to me personally, my phone number is somewhere on the screen. That will direct you directly to me, not some call center or anything. The calls come directly to me, and I look forward to helping you out. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace. All right, so we're back at the home studio for a little bit. For those of you who have seen my videos before, you know what I'm about to talk about, so you can finish the video now. For those of you who are new here, this is where we're going to talk about the steps of buying a home, some of the numbers associated with that, and as well as some things to look at as far as life expectancy goes with some of the big items. So as far as like some of the steps when you're buying a home, one of the first steps is consulting with a real estate agent like myself. We're able to put together like a synopsis of like what you're looking for, your time frame, budget, and especially with someone like me, I'm also able to help you with your mortgage needs. I'm also a licensed mortgage broker account executive. So with one credit pool, I'm able to shop multiple lenders at one time to see what type of programs you qualify for, what type of options there are, if there's any down payment assistance programs. We have all sorts of different programs being a mortgage broker. So after we get past that initial consultation of kind of like seeing what you're looking for, and you know, some of my clients call me from other states, so this could be like a Zoom call, this could be a phone call, but there's a lot of times where someone calls me, right? They're hyped up, they saw my video on a weekend and they call me and they're like, oh, I'm looking for this, start sending me this, and then completely ghost. And then there's times where we take the extra step of doing that consultation and actually talking about the goals and everything, and those relationships have, you know, blossomed into actual transactions, and those nurtures were so much better. So depending on how motivated you are, I'm gonna pick up the phone or call you back, but you get to decide where it goes next, where it's just a property list being sent to you that doesn't go anywhere because you have 30 different realtors sending you property lists, or if you actually need someone like me who sold hundreds of homes, is also in the mortgage industry as well as the real estate industry, and actually knows what they're doing and have gone through many different scenarios where I might have, you know, a thing or two I can, you know, help you with on your journey. So you get to decide that. But basically you first want to do that consultation and talk about what the needs are. Then we want to start putting the property list together, you know, tailored to like how, you know, what you're looking for. And I do this two ways. I have an automated search and I have a manual search. Sometimes the automated search goes out too many times where it ends up in your junk or spam folder. After we've identified the properties that you want to check out, we go check them out either in person, or we'll do a video tour for you where we'll send you like a recording of it or virtual tour. And then we want to negotiate the offer. So those steps are, you know, consulting with an agent, putting the property search together, getting pre-approved if you need to, or having your proof of funds ready, seeing the properties, negotiating an offer. Then we get into the contract. Now we're helping you handle the communications between the title company, the home inspectors, the appraisers, the lenders, the surveyors, everyone that's involved in the transaction. So you want to get a home inspection within the first week, as well as start the escrow file with the title company. Then in the second to third week, we want to get, you know, the appraisal ordered, the survey ordered, the title company's working on the title work, lender's working on the lending work. I'm making sure like a puppet master that everyone's doing their part and communicating with everybody. And then around the third to fourth week, we're wrapping things up and we're trying to see, you know, was there any issues, any repairs, any renegotiations, any appraisal issues, any cloud on the title or title issues, or anything that can go wrong, to try to clear that up before we do the final clear to close. Within 72 hours of that property closing, title company is they're going to try to be ready, lender's going to be ready, they're going to rebalance numbers, you're going to see the numbers, and we're going to see what you're going to sign at closing as far as a settlement statement goes a few days before the closing, sometimes the day of or the day before, but normally you'll have access to that before you get to like the closing table, so there's no surprise on what the numbers are going to be. And in all those steps, it could take anywhere from 3 weeks to like 6 weeks or even longer, depending on, you know, what could go wrong. And who you work with does matter, because sometimes we can kind of like see in advance, you know, this might be an issue. For example, I went to a property and I saw that one of the panels on the electrical works was outdated. And I simply made a comment that this might need to be replaced and it might cause insurance issues. And lo and behold, yes, it caused insurance issues, and then that property was still on the market like a few months later also, because the seller was trying to truly sell it as is. And we were trying to explain that in its current condition, it's not insurable to new standards. So who you work with does make a difference on sometimes how the journey is gonna go. Now, when it comes to life expectancy on some of the items on the house, I have like a pamphlet here, which an inspector gave me, kind of like detailing what the life expectancy is. Now, this can change based on, you know, how you maintain those items and everything. But something to keep in mind when you're buying a resale home or even a new construction home is the life expectancy of a roof can be anywhere from 12 to 15 years if it's shingles. So sometimes you'll get it like pressure washed or cleaned up real good, but the inspector's job is to determine how much life is left on that roof. And if there's not a lot of life left on it, the insurance companies might give you issues when you're trying to buy the home, trying to reinsure that. So the current coverage doesn't just disappear. For example, the new coverage might not be an option if there's not much life left on it. There's many different ways to negotiate a roof. Sellers can go and get it replaced. They can throw a concession on the deal. If the house appraised for higher than what you're buying it for, we can raise the price of the house, ask for some concessions back. The seller nets the same amount of money, and you're able to finance or walk out with cash at closing to do some of those repairs that you want to do. Now, getting insurance temporarily sometimes is an issue as well if you have one of those big items that need, you know, to be addressed, but we have our workarounds that we've done before. So as far as like roofs go, 12 to 15 years. If it's a standard shingle, if it's a metal roof, you got up to 60 years coverage there, 60 years. Now, as far as cooling goes, central air, 10 to 15 years, depending on how you maintain it. We had one instance where we showed the house and the AC was like, the HVAC was like 29 years old, but that thing still ran smooth. So what the seller did was they basically added a home warranty to the equation just in case if it goes bad in the first 12 months, because they were not going to replace it. If they kept maintaining it every year and got, you know, parts replaced and everything, they just were not going to pay the expense to get that fixed. And it was almost a deal breaker, but it was working perfectly fine, and the buyer was okay with getting a home warranty on it. Now, as far as plumbing goes, if the property's on septic or well, septic, the sewer pump, 5 to 10 years, and then the well pump, about 10 years. So when you're buying a property with septic or well, you want to get those inspected as well. It will cost more money to get those inspections, but trust me, it could save you some money if there's potential issues that you can't see at the moment, to negotiate that before the deal is closed. So it's worth it, in my opinion, to pay for those extra inspections. And then as far as appliances go, a dishwasher could last 5 to 12 years, a dryer 10 to 25 years, garbage disposal 5 to 12, oven range 15 to 20, and a washing machine 5 to 15 years. Those are some of the life expectancy of some of those items throughout the house, for you to keep in mind when you're buying a property. Now, always consult with a professional inspector to actually check the property out, obviously, to get their opinion on that. Now, as far as like what it costs to buy a home, I have in front of me a settlement statement from a recent closing that we did, and I wanted to go over what's going to be outlined on this document that you're going to sign at closing. So you're going to have the section with the financials first, which is going to show the sale of the property price, any deposits, any loan amount. So what you're buying it for, what deposit you put down, and then what the mortgage is going to be on it, if there is one. That's going to be right there. Prorations and adjustments. So any county taxes are there, HOA assessments are there, anything that has to do with the prorations or adjustments are going to be there. The next section is going to be loan charges. That's where you're going to see any points, origination fees, underwriting fees, flood certification, tax certification, prepaid interest, and then you have loan charges and other loan charges. Impounds are next. So we have homeowners insurance in there as the impounds, and then title charges are going to be on the next section. And then we're going to have commissions. Depending on when you're watching this video, if it's before August 17th, 2024, commissions are being handled a certain way. And then after August, or on August 17th and after, commissions are being handled a different way. And they're going to be paid out a little bit differently. It's going to be negotiated up front with the buyers, because for a long time the sellers were the ones that just flat out paid the commission. Now they're changing some of the rules up, and I'm not a lawyer or anything, but we have our ways of how we're going to navigate those waters when the time comes. Depending on when you're watching this video, the way that the commission is being paid out can change. So that's something your buyer's agent or me would negotiate directly with you. Commissions is next. Government recording and transfer charges, any payoffs on the mortgage is going to be next, and any miscellaneous fees. Now, one of the things that's very confusing when you're buying a house is property taxes and homeowners insurance. So what happens is, when you're buying a property, the property taxes are going to be prorated between the seller and the buyer. And the scary part is that a lot of people see it as, oh, the taxes went up. Well, no, the taxes were reassessed eventually after you bought the property. So what happens is, sometimes homes don't go for sale for a very long time, and they're at a certain, rate with their taxes, or, tax amount every month. And then after some years of the home being sold, the current tax rates or whatever are going to be higher. So when the home gets reassessed about a year later, the property taxes are going to adjust to what they should be. And it scares a lot of people, because that means that the numbers are going up. Because a lot of times when you're buying homes, a lot of times they're a little bit higher. You're buying it at a higher price than what they sold before. There are some times in like the luxury market where you're buying houses that were super expensive and they get super low, but based on my history and my sales, our averages are like 350K price points. We've sold over $34 million in homes, and at an average of like 350. Those are like gonna be like scenarios where they appreciated as we help those buyers buy those. Not too many scenarios where they depreciated. So the property taxes get adjusted up. And what happens after that is the homeowner's insurance is also charged up front. So property taxes, homeowner's insurance is charged up front to get paid out at closing. But then your mortgage is due about a month or two later, and you're gonna see it again monthly now, property taxes and insurance, and that confuses people. But what's happening is they're prepaying it now for the next payment for the following year. And the mortgage company is putting that into an escrow account, where at the end of the year, or when it's due, they'll then make that payment for you. And what's scary is that if the lender you're working with doesn't escrow the correct amount, then what happens is there could be a shortage when that time comes, and then you'll have to pay the difference at that time. And another thing is, sometimes to make deals work, lenders will just use the current tax bill and not tell anyone that it's gonna readjust. And it could be a scenario where they're super close in DTI for qualifying. And if anyone were to say anything about that, then they may not qualify. So the lender doesn't say anything. And then a year later, you get surprised with that bill and it's higher, and you truly can't afford the house anymore. So that's just it's a tragedy that then you have to sell your house, or short sell it, or rent it out, or do something, because you're surprised a year later, when you just finished settling into your beautiful home, that now it's gonna be more expensive. That's information on property taxes, the numbers, life expectancy, and what to expect on when you're buying a home.